your HBCU review. Brought to you by HBCU Live.
Welcome to another edition of HBCU Live. We kick off this week's show in CIAA country. It's Virginia State and Elizabeth City State in a big North Division showdown. Trojans establishing themselves early. Terry Ayers to Kevon Bellamy sets up the first score of the game. Ayers to Javon Smallwood. Give him 6, and only 6 because the Trojans missed the point after. It's 6-0 at this point. But the Trojans get greedy. They want more points. Ayers to Smallwood. Smallwood with a big game. 8 receptions, 132 yards, and a touchdown. It's going to set up this touchdown run by Kevon Bellamy. And it's 13-0 VSU. But Elizabeth City State would fight back. This is Terrell Houghton. Flopping back. Finds Montario Hunter. Beautiful pass. 48 yards, 13-7. Then the special teams comes up big for ECSU. The fumble on the snap on punt formation. It's recovered by Malik Wright. He scores to make it 14-13 in favor of the Vikings. And we might have an upset brewing. No, not if Terry Ayers has anything to do with it. He threw for 222 yards and 2 touchdowns on this game. This is the second of 3 touchdown runs by Bellamy to make it 20-14 at the break. Now for the obligatory woo-woo shot so I can keep a job. Now, if the woo-woos could talk to you right now, they would say that the second half was all Virginia State. Total domination. Woo-woo. 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 There we go. Now it's in the second half, and that is Earl Hughes on a 16-yard touchdown run. Pretty much sealed the deal right there. That made the score 34-13. VSU outscoring the Vikings 21-0 in the second half. They pull away and win this game in convention fashion. Final score 41-14. VSU still unbeaten in conference play. ECU's title chances pretty much go up in smoke with this loss. Now we head down to Daytona Beach, where Bethune-Cookman, the big cat in the MEAC, was looking to protect their house against Howard University. Pick it up down the second quarter, 14-6. Wildcats win. Drexler Dixon takes the kickoff and takes it 69 yards for Bethune-Cookman. So the Wildcats find themselves back in the red zone. Anthony Jordan gets him a little bit closer, sets up a quarterback sneak by Quentin Williams to make it 21-6. Greg McGee found it going tough for Howard. Meanwhile, 3 rushing touchdowns would help Bethune-Cookman build a 21-6 lead at the half. They were looking for more just before the halftime break, but Drayshawn Nelson's 29-yard pitch, catch, and run was called back for a penalty. Howard found it going rough all day, only managing 265 total yards while turning the ball over twice. Now keep in mind, 265 total yards for Howard, 268 rushing yards for Bethune-Cookman. They racked up 440 yards in total offense in this game, breaking open a close game in the second half. Larry Brim with a 2-yard run there. Later, it's Jamaris Tompkins on a touchdown run. VCU blows this game open in the second half, runs away and hides from Howard, winning this game by a final score of 49-12. Bethune-Cookman is one of 2 HBCUs that find themselves in the national rankings this week. The Wildcats are ranked number 14 in this week's FCS poll. Bethune-Cookman looks to remain unbeaten this weekend as they take on Savannah State. That game taking place up in South Georgia. Meanwhile, Winston-Salem State finds themselves at number 16 in this weekend's Division II rankings. It's homecoming weekend for SU as they get ready to host St. Augustine's. Speaking of the Falcons, St. Augustine's was Livingstone's homecoming opponent this past weekend. The Blue Bears trying to bounce back from an embarrassing 59-21 loss to Elizabeth City State. but the Falcons came out flying. Cyril Davis to Tyson McDonald, 32 yards, give them 6, and the Falcons are flying at 7-3 at Alumni Stadium in Salisbury. But Drew Powell, who had another big game for the Blue Bears, breaks out into the open. A big play for the Blue Bears. Powell was just getting warmed up. A few plays later, he plays pitch and catch with Brandon Bennett. 29 yards later, give him 6. Livingstone up by a score of 10-7. Back and forth we go. Another wild game for the Blue Bears. Davis with another big explosion play, throwing the football for St. Augustine's. Going to lead to this touchdown run by Roderick Davenport. Seems like every time we turn around now, he's scoring a touchdown for St. Augustine's. It's 14-10 at this point, but there's plenty more to celebrate for the Blue Bear faithful that came out on homecoming. This is Jalen Hendricks. He had a punt return touchdown earlier this season against Bowie State. Nearly takes this one to the house against St. Augustine's, but the Falcons do bring him down to the turf. But it did not stop the Blue Bears from putting more points on the board. That's because Powell gets in for the short touchdown run to make it 17-14. Then later, the Blue Bears marching again. Powell trying to get to the end zone. He thinks he's in. The officials say he's just short, and that would be a big, big deal in this game because St. Augustine's comes up with the goal line stand. They would go down and score a touchdown, but then Livingstone comes right back. Powell to Camille Brown for a touchdown to give Livingstone a 24-17 lead, but that goal line stand would be the difference in the game because St. Augustine's would rally in the second half and steal one from the Blue Bears. Final score, 31-30 in favor of the Falcons. Tuskegee and Morehouse were on equal ground Wednesday during Media Day ceremonies leading up to the Tuskegee-Morehouse Classic. But when the game came around, it got one-sided pretty quickly. Justin Narrett to Marquell Gardner, and the Golden Tigers get it going early. Michael J. Thornton will cap this drive with a big touchdown run for the Golden Tigers at 7-0 Tuskegee. But then Tuskegee comes right back later. That's Narrett to Gardner, another big play. Big chunks of yardage here. That sets up the second touchdown by big Michael J. Thornton. You are not going to stop him. You're not going to deny him. The big man rumbles into the end zone. 14-0 at that point in favor of Tuskegee. Got to try to find a Morehouse highlight for you at A.J. McClung Memorial Stadium. Uh-oh, another Tuskegee highlight. This is a flea flicker. Kevin Lacey to Tosh Dibb to Desmond Reese. Give him 6. It's 21-0 at the break. The Golden Tigers would kick off the second half with a kick return touchdown. And then this happens. Kevin Lacey drives Tuskegee down the field. A completion here. Then Lacey is going for it all. And he's going for his favorite receiver, Larry Cobb. Pitch, catch, run, score. It's 35-0. They're beating the Maroon Tigers blue, and they're playing taps, the band was at this point, when Narrett hits Reese. I'm not going to try to hum taps. That's just insulting to Morehouse at this point. Sets up a quarterback sneak touchdown by Narrett to make it 42-0. Still got to try to find a Morehouse highlight. But that's Jamarian Robinson. He's trapped in the backfield, but he reverses field. Oh, no! Oh, no! A touchdown for Tuskegee. Turn out the lights. Stop the madness in this thing. Mercifully, it ends for Morehouse there on the short end of a 49-0 beatdown at the hands of Tuskegee. All right, back to MEAC country we go now. Greensboro, North Carolina, Aggie pride in prime time. As North Carolina A&T plays host to Hampton. Pick it up in the first quarter. Christian Faber-Kinney with the fake punt. Now, that doesn't look like a punter running like that. He's got some skills. He takes the ball inside the 10-yard line. Then late in the first quarter, Jalen Williamson hits to Warren Mixon. Nice catch by Mixon. 7-0 in favor of the Pirates. But when you're on Broadway, you can just kind of relax because you've got Tariq Cohen, and all you gotta do is just get Cohen the ball. Get him the ball in space. He just makes people miss, and he just runs and runs and runs, and you can't stop him. Oh, there's an example right there. 68 yards on the short pass from Hassan Klue. Just like that, we're tied at 7. Cohen with another big night, and the Yankees are getting warmed up, starting to show their good side. But Hampton would roll right back down the field. Jorian Washington's 15-yard touchdown would give the Pirates a 14-7 halftime lead. But the Aggies come out, and they come out strong to start the third quarter. Big pass play here. It's going to set up a 2-yard touchdown run by Marquell Cartwright. We're tied at 14. Now, Connell Maynor won 2 MEAC titles as the quarterback for North Carolina A&T. Now he's the head coach at Hampton, and he's trying to ruin the night for Aggie pride. And it looked good early, but it didn't look so good here. It's a double reverse to Desmond Lawrence. And Lawrence doing his best Tariq Cohen imitation. 68 yards on the touchdown, and that makes the score 26-14. 2-point conversion attempt is good, so A&T now has a 14-point lead. Hampton's in trouble. Williamson trying to come up with an answer. Got a nice, promising drive going, but he's going to get sacked, and Hampton will eventually have this drive end with a fumble recovery for North Carolina A&T. The Aggies would then go and pull this game away with a 6-minute drive that ended up in a field goal to make the final score from Aggie Stadium 31-14 in favor of A&T. A&T keeping their conference title hopes alive. Now we go to the SWAC, where it's been total domination for Jackson State when it comes to playing their in-state rivals from Itta Bena. Talking about the Mississippi Valley Delta Devils. JSU was trying to make it 20 straight wins over MVSU, and it looked good early. That's Jarius Moore, 9-yard touchdown run, gives the Tigers a 7-3 lead. Then later, it's Lamontez Ivy finding Jarius Moore for a 35-yard touchdown pass, and it's 14-3 JSU. It would be 14-6 at the half. And then Ivy would strike again. Big yardage eaten up on this pitch and catch here. Going to set up a Ryan Dicing field goal to make the score 17-6. Now, Rick Comagee was the head coach at Jackson State. He was trying to ruin the party. This pass did not help. It's picked off. Looks like another walk in the park for Jackson State at the expense of the Delta Devils. But this play turned it around. Ivy fumbles. The Delta Devils recover, and Quantavius Peterson comes off the bench to lead the team down the field and into the end zone. 17-13 now, JSU. Then Peterson on the quarterback draw takes it inside the red zone. He fumbles later, but it's picked up by Jeremy Dobson. He scores. It's 20-20 in the fourth quarter. What in the world is going on at Memorial Stadium in Jackson? Now, under 2 minutes to play, Peterson to Joshua Rice. That's right, Rice. Jerry Rice's nephew. The redshirt freshman scores the game winner. The drought is over. Valley wins. Valley wins. 19 straight losses, down in flames. They win over Jackson State. Now let's take a look at the HBCU Live scoreboard so you can see how your team fared this week. If you enjoyed this edition of HBCU Live, we'll be back again next week. Sponsorship opportunities are available, so email us at www.hbculive@aol.com or give us a call at 704-609-7157. We'd love to hear from you. Next week, we've got another batch of games, all the big ones from the CI, SI, MEAC, and the SWAC. We'll catch you next week. Take care.